everyone, I'm your host Matt, aka Legion Rex, and welcome to a very, very exciting episode of the G.A.P. I'm your host. With me I have my co-host Shane, aka the Bearded One. How are you doing today, Shane?
Have you ever wondered how tigers could be zebras if they were a little different?
Wait,
Like if their
no,
stripes were a little differently shaped, they could be zebras.
they couldn't, Shane. Zebra's a horse, and tigers are cat.
Stop crushing my dreams, Matt.
With me I also have my co-host Josh. How you doing today, Josh?
This world is a plague. Everyone needs to be eradicated. There is no hope in this world for anyone else. We must kill them all.
I was
I'm
drinking,
doing
you ass.
good. Thank you for asking,
Oh,
Matthew.
that what? I almost
With me
died.
I also have my co-host Spencer. How you doing today, Spencer?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, he's
That's
doing
what
the
I
bit.
get?
He's
That's
doing
what.
the bit.
No. Yes. Do you know how long I have been searching for you three? Do you know?
2 days.
Do you know
It's been
how
2
long?
days. It's
No.
been 2 days,
3
Spencer.
months. It's
No,
been
it's
3
been
months,
no,
Tire
it's
Boy.
been
It's
2
been
days.
3 fucking
It's been
months.
2 days.
I saw
Your
you in
sense of-
2 days.
Your
Okay?
time is incorrect. It's been 2
No.
days.
You will know true pain
No.
when I
You
fucking
haven't
find you
watched
three
Naruto,
again.
so you haven't seen true pain.
Yes, I have. What are you talking about?
You don't know true pain.
I sit down to fucking read the newest chapter of My Hero.
It's not even out yet.
Oh, you changed it to My Hero. Okay.
Yeah, because that makes more sense because I actually was reading My Hero at the time.
And also, you're not even close to being caught up on One Piece. So,
Yes. And
welcome, Spencer, back to the podcast, everyone.
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
back, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
It's been quite some time.
It's been 2 days.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
It's been 1 week.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
Thank
Wrapped
you.
your head in a silence. I'm sorry.
Shout out to the Digimon movie.
It's been so long. Last I've seen my son, I lost to the monster.
Stop.
And
The man, purple man from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Dude, that guy is in my
What?
dreams, bro. That guy's in my dreams. Specifically, purple guy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Matt, please get the show on the road.
so you may be wondering what all this insanity is about. Well, as you can tell from the intro, we have, of course, we're heading in October, which means that we have a themed month. Now, normally we would do month of Spook, which would be our horror themed month in October. However, after doing 2 years of month of Spook, we've decided to mix it up a little bit. Do some, and October will now be more of like a general themed month. This does not necessarily mean that the Spook will not be done again, but now October will now stand for pretty much whatever the theme, what we want the theme of said month to be. And this year, due to both I and Shane noticed that we don't cover that much older anime on the podcast, whether or not it's because it's harder to come by or just
Because it's all garbage.
yes, thank you.
I
But,
can't fucking believe Josh.
so we decided with a lot of pickups this year having been older anime from the 80s and the 70s. We decided that in October, this month is the month of classics, which means that for all of October, for 4 weeks in a row, we're going to be covering older anime from before 1990. That's the only rule we put in place outside of our normal restrictions, which means that we have a very wide selection and very diverse set of anime that we're going to be covering this month, which I'm very excited for. But first, of course, we need to cover the season, and it is, of course, end of season, which means it's time for our end of season awards. Now, I don't know if Shane has any because
I I have some. Don't worry, I
Yes.
got some.
I'm just making sure because you didn't watch that much this season.
When he
You
says
burned out.
wide and diverse, he means none.
Is this
hard for me to
Josh's new character? Is
I,
like
it's hard for me to take Josh seriously when he's like that.
I
It's so
wish
hard.
for release.
If he's gonna talk like this with the entire podcast, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know.
I don't know if I can keep my composure.
You
boys.
can't. You can't handle it. I can't handle it, man.
There he
It's so
is.
hard. It's hard doing the. There's a plague on the world.
There's the real
Batman's
Josh. There he is.
Batman's parents have all died. Everyone
Yo.
is sad inside.
I can just imagine Josh. I could just imagine Josh doing this bit, and then internally in his mind, he's just going tee.
Wonder what's going on internally inside my mind right now.
What?
I'm listening to Inagami Korone,
Of course. Of
Eat
course.
the book.
That's not a
And-
bad thing, but
and I'm also listening to my favorite quote from Gargura.
Ah,
ah.
ah.
But of course, we're gonna start off with our end of season awards. So if everyone's got those ready to go, you're all good to go. Let's start off with the one we always start off with when it comes to end of season awards, and that is what is the show that looked the best this season? This is best animation, and we're gonna go to Josh first. For best animation, what is the best looking show of the season, Josh?
I said ReZero.
ReZero? Is that for you?
ReZero.
ReZero? Because that is absolutely not. That is actually not my choice. That's not my
ReZero.
choice. It's not my choice. It's close. No, it looked really good this season.
Can I just say that after watching 2 seasons of Isekai Quartet and then going back to actual ReZero, it's fucking weird.
The plague on all your houses for not choosing ReZero.
No, but Josh, talk to us. Why did you pick ReZero as your favorite?
Because it
as
looks good.
As the best looking show of the season.
Why do you think? Because it looks good.
It does look really good. It does look really good. It's not my pick, but it's the best.
It's pretty, man.
It's the best it's ever looked. So
It's pretty. Remember when they said, hey, it might not look as good as because we're working from home? What they meant to say was, hey, it's actually going to look better because we actually can work from home and not have to stay up for 12
It's
hours.
actually going to look better because we took a season off, and therefore we had more time to add to the schedule. Therefore, we had more time to put into it. Therefore, it looked better, actually.
it looked
You're
better
welcome.
actually. And the second half is probably going to look even better because that is not coming out till January. So
One else comes out in January.
I swear to God, Josh.
pretty much fucking everything apparently.
Yeah,
Literally everything under the sun.
everything comes out in
Listen.
either fall or January.
I only care about Eurocamp.
I mean,
All right,
that's a
fair
good
enough.
choice to care about. It's a good choice. But so all right, Josh picked ReZero. All right, Spencer, what do you have? What do you have? For
Oh,
your-
it's 100% God of High School.
Oh, come on. We
Yeah.
all have the same.
Oh,
God.
come on.
Yeah, mine's got high
Come
school.
on.
Yeah,
Let's
God of High
just.
School.
I haven't watched
Let's
God of
just-
High School.
You really should, first off. It's actually fucking dope.
If you like dumb action, you can turn your brain off to like a mediocre story, then you'll be good.
I don't watch
Yeah.
Naruto.
This show, every fight scene is fucking insane to look at.
Look, when I had that fight scene of like episode 4 or 5,
It was 5 between
5.
Guy and
It was Dai and Mori. Yeah.
Mori. Yes.
it immediately won best animation for me this season because it's
Yeah.
so fluid. It has such a unique art style. It's just dope to look at. It's just one of those shows that just like when you look at it, it makes you want to go fuck yeah. Like it's like I love shows like that.
I don't understand how Mappa did it and how this is easily one of the most consistently amazing looking shows they've ever produced. Like every single episode.
Yeah, because
is
Mappa has some
on
difficulties
par.
in the past.
Like every single episode is on par with each other in terms of the quality of its animation. I don't know how they did it for 12 straight episodes, to be
Yeah,
honest
I-
with you.
Well, 13 is gonna have another one, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
it-
forgot about that.
Yep. It ends this Monday.
And like Mappa has had difficulties in the past with some shows not kind of losing their animation quality as time goes on. Not all of them, not all of them, but there's been some shows that have had that clearly had really great first episodes but declined, like to the Banded Sacred Beasts.
Banded Sacred Beasts is what I was gonna say. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Roro had some dips.
Yep.
I think Banana Fish had some dips too. At points,
Banana Fish was less obvious because it wasn't an action-heavy show.
It was an action-heavy show, but there and the last couple of episodes were really good, but there were some episodes in the middle that were like, yikes.
It seems to be the double cores that they have. They struggle with.
Definitely have an issue, but if it's a single core, if it's like Yuri on Ice, Zombieland Saga, it never seems to really have an issue. And this is I think this is probably their best looking, to be honest. Yet that this is, of course,
especially once if they could stick to an animation style and only use say CG to enhance things, then it 100% looks gorgeous throughout. It's when they have to start throwing in obligatory CG where it's just you're not orange, please, Mappa. Just don't rely on it unless it's like Doro Hey Doro and it's supposed to be kind of jank.
I think God of High School does a really great job of mixing traditional and CG because all of the actual action is traditionally animated, whereas the CG is used in the environment for really dynamic camera angles.
Yeah, I love
it. It really adds to the choreography.
Yeah, Finland did that too. And of course, Finland did it to great effect. Finland looked fucking amazing, and this looks freaking amazing. This is also this is super stylized too. This looks nothing like House One here this season, and that gives it
ink blots and smears and I see a lot of Chinese influence on this, and I know it's Korean, but I see a lot of Chinese influence.
Yeah, there's definitely a Chinese influence here, and we've seen Chinese influence in anime before. This is nothing new.
There's Chinese, there's Japanese, there's traditional Korean.
I see a lot. I see a lot of just multitude of the Asian influence here, from Japanese to Chinese to Korean to I see I see a little Vietnamese in it too. There's a lot of just a lot of Asian influence from around that area, and it's just there's definitely a respect for a lot of different cultures here, and I really like that. And no, plus those fight scenes are just dope. I did those are just dope. I can't.
Oh, on a weird side note, can we just say that it's kind of funny that fucking Webtoon exists in this world?
How the tournament is sponsored by Webtoon and Crunchyroll.
And Crunchyroll?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Just the ring is covered in advertisements.
It's oh, okay, so are they watching the God of High School tournament on Crunchyroll?
Fucking, they're like a YouTuber. They're sponsored by Crunchyroll.
It's like Tiger and Bunny.
Fucking, but yeah. So God of High School. Now let's talk about the anime. Now let's talk about let's talk about the anime that we may have watched against our own judgment, and may have enjoyed also against our own judgment. This is our biggest guilty pleasure of the season.
All right, Josh, go for it.
Biggest guilty pleasure of the season.
You know which one it is. Come on.
Rent a Girlfriend, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, was that it?
I have no quarrels with watching Uzaki-chan.
Yeah, he has no quarrels.
Perfectly happy. I don't care. Uzaki-chan is amazing. I don't consider it a guilty pleasure. You can go.
What?
Fuck right off. Not you.
Yeah.
Shane. Yeah. Listen, man. I'll mention Uzaki because it was great and precious and adorable, and you should watch it. You all should watch it.
No.
Everyone should watch it. I feel like
I
everyone in
love
this world.
No,
I feel like everyone in this
No.
world should watch it. It's
no, thank
I
you.
I appreciate my sanity. Thank you very much.
Okay. I debated for a while watching Uzaki-chan. I debated for a while, and in the end I decided no, because I was like, I have no interest in this. I didn't have any interest in this. The only reason I would be watching it is it would be peer pressure, and peer pressure is bad, kids. So that is my reason.
well, your loss.
Well, it's
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
All right, Spencer. What was your guilty pleasure of the season? If you had one.
I did have one. My guilty pleasure, 100%, is an anime I still don't know the name of because they just constantly change the name of it. But it's Gibbet. Gibbet.
Oh, that thing.
Oh, this fucking thing.
I heard
So-
this is awful.
It's not only is it terrible, but it's
Is it so
Okay,
bad it's good?
so there is so super simple plot of Gibbet, whatever the fuck it's called. So 2030 2030 Japan is hit by a virus that turns people into like Gibbia, which are like bug kind of monsters. Like they actually look really cool, all things considered. And it follows a girl who's trying to find a cure for this disease, but she's joined by an Edo period samurai and a ninja. And it's never fucking brought up that these people just poofed out of the aether into existence in 2030 Japan. Not only do they not question the fact that they have teleported like fucking 300 years into the future, but nobody from the future, except for one person that goes, that's a bit weird, questions that they're 300 years in the past. And then they just fight. It's just a wisecracking ninja and an honorable samurai and a hot chick just fucking fighting monsters and crazy ass shit.
This was created by the people behind both Resident Evil and Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Also,
So-
did you know that it's a Crunchyroll original? I didn't know that until like last week.
I did, because every
work,
episode has that like Crunchyroll. Oh, that's nice. It's good to know that Crunchyroll continues to pump out quality
Garbage.
originals in animation.
Cool.
know. It's terrible, but I kind of love it.
Is it so bad it's good?
It's so bad it's good. It's not quite like the level of like terrible goodness that was like
King's Game?
I wasn't even gonna say K's Game because that was just Killing Bites, that's what it's called.
Uh-huh. But but to give you all some perspective, this thing has a 4.01 on Mal right now,
Nice.
which is
And
like
it deserves
low as hell. It's so
and it
low.
deserves every single point it gets.
So, all right, Shane, did you have a guilty pleasure this season, or did you not watch enough to?
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, Josh. It's Rent a Girlfriend.
Oh shit! Did you watch Winter Girlfriend?
I have been on and off with the show. I've seen a few episodes out of context, and I've seen a bunch of clips online. And I have the biggest gut feeling that this shit isn't good. But
Okay, listen.
But it's enjoyable.
Take it from someone who has read the manga. It gets good. Later on.
I don't doubt it. But just as the anime stands, I have the biggest gut feeling that this shit ain't good. But I don't know why I'm so invested in it.
Most of the stuff in the anime is pretty mid.
Yeah. But like I don't understand why I'm so invested in it, and I just want to know what happens with Chizuru and okay and Ruka, and I haven't gotten to Sumi yet, but
Okay, listen, fuck Ruka.
I
Sumi,
mean,
it's only about Sumi, Chizuru, and Minnie.
as it stands, I do like Ruka, at least from what I've seen. So
Chizuru is the best though, man. She's just
I,
deserves nothing but happiness, and same with Sumi, man. She deserves nothing but happiness in this world.
but yeah, this is the biggest example of a show
Fuck
that
Nami.
is completely out of my league and out of my normal tastes that I just keep finding myself coming back to, and I have no idea why. So
Fuck
for
Mommy.
that
All my
alone, I
hate-
think that
all my
deserves
homies
guilty
hate
pleasure
Mommy.
status.
It's it's definitely. I didn't watch Winter Girlfriend, and as such, I don't have a guilty pleasure this season, so I'll have an A as my answer because I don't have anything that would qualify as one. Because I just didn't watch anything this season that would count as that. Weirdly enough, however, I do have however, our next award goes to our biggest surprise of the season. And Spencer, what is your biggest surprise of the season? What is the anime that shocked you the most with its quality?
So up until like maybe a week ago, I would have said Decadence because it surprised me in its pure quality. However, remembering exactly the staff that's working on it doesn't surprise me. What I will say,
Yeah.
what I will say is the biggest surprise was Great Pretender.
Oh, was
Oh,
that the
he watched
show
that.
from this season?
I
heard
watched
that's good.
the ONA from Wit Studio. It's gorgeous.
I
Like,
haven't seen much of it, but what I have seen, I fucking love it. I think it's great, but I also predicted it would be good, unfortunately. So like I can't put it there.
Because it's
it,
wit.
it is a
It's a Wit original. It's an original from
yeah.
Wit. It's a crime show.
It's a crime drama about con men and con women, and kind of getting stuck in this like just awe-inspiring like art world. It's just such a gorgeous looking show and just so amazing to watch and like get sucked in with these characters and like learn, and like when they get swindled and they have to swindle others, you start to feel for like each character and get to know why they're doing what they're doing. But also Edamura Makoto is the biggest idiot, and I don't know how 90% of the time he gets through what he's doing. But it's just surprise from episode 1 about the quality and the look and the animation for this show. It's really, really good. It's on Netflix.
Also, Abby exists, and
Yes, I know people like Abby. I was iffy, but people like Abby, so we respect Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Josh, what is the show that surprised you the most this season with its quality?
Listen, I'm going to cop out here and say it's gonna
Re:Zero.
be it's Re:Zero.
Did that really surprise you?
Let's be real here, dude. Yes, season 2 just surprised me. Like, season 1 was good. Season 2 just was like, yo, you want to see something sick?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yo,
just fucking
check this shit out.
Then just started going batshit crazy with how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, it just pulled out. This season, it's not even done yet, as I have so learnt, has pulled out all the stops. This is easily the best Re:Zero's ever been.
Yeah, this is a good shit for Re:Zero. It's just this was a good season for it. Shane, what is the show that surprised you the most this season? If you have
You know-
one, of course.
I'm going to cop out as well and agree with Josh and say that it's ReZero, because even though I haven't seen a whole lot of this season, that first episode alone set the standard.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't, like Josh said, the first season was good. Like, the first season was great even. It's easily the best Isekai out there.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
But
And
dude, this season, man, just
The reason it surprised me so much is because I didn't really know how much better it could get.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone, seeing how, even though I haven't seen a whole lot of it, hearing people's reactions to the season and them talking about it, along with the shit I have seen, that is a surprise in and of itself. I didn't think the show could get much better than it already was. And then White Fox just said, idiot.
check this shit out.
Yeah, check this fucking shit out. And then did like a kickflip on my spine. So yeah, I'm copping out. I'm saying it's ReZero.
ReZero. My choice for when it comes to biggest surprise, it's difficult to pick one because a lot of the shows that I wanted to be good this season were good. In fact, it's easy to pick a biggest disappointment. In fact, I have a biggest disappointment. No, I know what my biggest disappointment is. And it's not what you think it is, not from what we talked about. But honestly, for biggest surprise, the show that shocked me the most is a show that's I liked originally, but really stepped it up this season in particular, and that's Fire Force.
Yeah. Okay.
Fire Force is Fire Force, specifically with its second season.
Yeah,
Dude, the second
we
season has been
we
good.
didn't talk about it, but like
they finally figured out how to tell a story properly, and now it's really fucking good. Now it's really, really good. And
they were starting to find their footing at the end of season 1 with the show stuff, and that just continued into season 2, and I'm glad that it did.
Yeah, because now it's really good, and there's a lot of the fight scenes have never been better. The characters are great. There's a lot of there's actually narrative. There's actually stakes to the narrative now, and it's really great. And I love, and the dynamic between the cast is the best it's ever been. Like, it's just really, the show is just really great right now, and it's probably one of the better shonen shows that's come out this year. Like, it's just really, really good. So definitely, if you've not seen the second season of Fire Force, because you watched the first season, we're like, it's not good. This is good, but it's not. Go watch the second season because it's absolutely better. It makes the first season better too. So it's definitely worth checking out.
Also, it has a bunch of great new characters and Inca. But
a talking mole.
Yeah, it does have the talking mole.
I love him.
All right, but with every surprise must come a disappointment. Shane, what was the show that disappointed you the most this season?
Okay. Because I didn't watch a whole lot this season, my answer is going to be a little weird, but I'm going to explain myself. And I'm going to preface this by saying that disappointment does not mean bad.
Agreed.
In every aspect does disappointment mean bad, including this one, because my pick for most disappointing is Decadence.
Really?
Okay.
The only reason why I am picking it is because out of what I have seen in relation to all the other shows I was watching, was my least favorite. It's compared to everything else, I wasn't as invested. It seemed more standard, a bit more generic, and I know because I preface this saying it doesn't mean bad, because I've heard that the show gets incredible. I am just saying, based on what I have seen in relation to everything else I've been watching, this is my least favorite and therefore is my most disappointing. Especially with that first episode, I was expecting a lot more. And then when I watched it, it didn't really give me what I was looking for. So that's my reasoning.
Nope. I can see that. I can see that with what you've seen. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Spencer, what's your most disappointing?
I actually don't have one.
You don't have one?
All the shows that I've watched this season, aside from one, which isn't even disappointing, it just fucking sucks. Massive donkey dick. I mean, ReZero is ReZero. God of High School, I genuinely love. Second season of Fire Force has proven that, good things come to those who wait. Decadence is great. Give 8 is stupid. And Grape Tender and all that was good. So I don't have a biggest disappointment. Everything that I got what I expected.
All right. Josh, what's your biggest disappointment of the season?
Yeah, here's the thing. I'm actually alongside Spencer on that. Everything I've watched has been great.
All right. Okay. All right.
I really have no quarrels with what I've watched this season.
Fair enough. Now,
all right, Matt.
It's not God of High School. I need to preface that. It's not
Okay.
God of High School. Everyone, like, from the fact that I've been very critical of its story, and I still am. I still think it's kind of a mess. It's not God of High School because I've enjoyed it too much. My biggest disappointment goes to a show that came out at the beginning of the season on Netflix, and I am very disappointed at what happened, and that's Japan Sinks. Yuasa's first fucking failure.
I actually haven't watched Japan Sinks.
It's kind of a disaster. But no, legit, it's not terrible. Let me preface this: Japan Sinks is not bad. It's ambitious. It's got a lot of stuff I adore in it, but overall, it's a tonal mess. It's a weird amalgamation of a bunch of different elements that don't entirely work. And it very much, and it feels like I can see why maybe Yuasa's stepping down from being the head of his studio, because it feels like that here he was stretched to his limit. What?
Oh my god! Thanks, Shane.
Yep, no problem. Anyway,
so Shane just direct messaged me something. Wanna what Funimation just announced?
What?
Uzaki-chan's getting a second season.
Oh, okay.
Fuck right off.
My entire asshole.
Fucking people eat up this garbage like it's fucking going out of style.
I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't think this would interrupt your explanation.
No, it's absolutely okay.
I came out of retirement for this.
It's absolutely okay.
Real.
Yeah, it's absolutely okay. Okay, but yeah.
Sorry, Matt.
Japan Sinks is kind of was a big disappointment. It's the first time I watched something from Yuasa that I finished it and I didn't really care for it all that much.
Didn't Japan Sinks have like the 360 no scope grandpa?
It did,
yes,
yeah.
in the wheelchair.
That is one of the better parts of it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of the better parts of it. The big problem, okay, now my big issue with Japan Sinks is not necessarily that it's a show where, like, you look at each individual element and you're like, that's really good. Unfortunately, they don't go well together. And it's very clunky. It feels very haphazard in a lot of its structure. And it doesn't help that it's and it doesn't help that it's also I would be fine with it if it wasn't so relentlessly cynical. Like relentlessly, and it's not grim at anything. It's relentlessly cynical. The main message of the show is that, yeah, humanity sucks and we kind of deserve to die. because of this disaster. This disaster, completely fine. The people who died weren't even that good of people anyways. And I find that not a great
gross.
message, personally.
That's gross.
That's a big no-no.
And I understand what they were trying to go for specifically because the disaster literally happens like at the beginning. So it's less about the disaster itself and more about the aftermath and how people can and how society can kind of crumble within disasters. And I completely get that, and it has some really amazing moments in there, but it's also kind of a mess, and it sucks that Japan thinks is kind of not as great as it could have been. Again, it's not bad. It's definitely worth checking out, but just
Could be better.
It's not Isaac-ken. It's not Isaac-ken. It's not Devilman Crybaby. It's not Ride Your Wave. It's not literally anything else he's done. It's definitely his weakest one he's ever done. It's the first time I've watched his stuff and I wasn't like super into it, which is kind of a shame. So,
darn.
It's not the worst show I watched this season, though. The worst season I can't wait to talk about the worst one of this season, which is what we're about to do. Shane, what was the worst show you watched this season? If you watched anything bad.
I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna opt out of this one because nothing I watched was inherently bad. Like, some things were higher quality than others, but everything I enjoyed. So, NA for this one.
I'm gonna have to agree with Shane there. I opt out.
Oh, I have something. I have something to talk about.
Oh, what do you want to talk about?
Here we go.
I have fucking something to talk about because I'm pretty sure only I watched it. So
yeah, probably.
I want to preface this with shout out to the Yamishibai series. Okay, if nobody has seen it, Yamishibai is a 2013 anime series that's been going on since 2013, and it is about it's about urban legends and myths in Japan. Okay, but it's animated like a Kamishibai kind of type story, which is an old style of storytelling where you have a traditional narrator that sits in front of kind of like a paper box and that has like little figures on it and kind of narrates the story. That's gorgeous. Okay, that show is really good, and I recommend anybody to watch it because it's genuinely like it's eerie, it's creepy, and it's really, really well made. Okay, so that's my preface to watch Yamishibai, because it's great. They made a spin-off called Ninja Collection.
Oh, this shit.
The only good thing I can say about Ninja Collection is at least it's 2 minutes, and like 30 seconds of that is an ED.
Yeah,
this
like a minute and a half.
Fucking garbage has the audacity to be a Yamishibai spin-off. It's not directed or written by the same people. It's just kind of done by the same studio. It sucks. It sucks.
So it's like that short show that I watched last year with like the kid who had to like marry a mythical creature, and I was like, well, at least it's 3 minutes, but at least like half of that is an ED.
So I watched a show. I think it was I watched it last year, and do you remember that like silent manga? Do you remember that one, Shane?
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
That one, yeah. I watched it. It was fun and cute, and I enjoyed it. I don't know how these motherfuckers can make a minute 30, 90 seconds feel like 10 minutes. There's no story. There's no real plot aside from there's ninjas that pass down old ninja techniques and carry out ninja missions to kill ninja bad guys.
And then they pass down more ninjas.
Yeah, no, straight up. The first episode is like a dude looks out window. All of a sudden, there's a fucking demon. His classmate is a ninja all of a sudden, and then it's over. See you next week.
Absolutely love it.
It sucks. It's so bad. I'm gonna go on Mal real quick Wow, and I'm gonna see what this fucking show has, and if it has anything less than like a 2, that's being generous. That's being really generous.
Ninja Collection.
Ninja Collection has a 3.37 on Mao.
It's being generous.
That's generous. This show sucks.
I didn't watch Ninja Collection, so I can't put it. But I did watch Dragon's Dogma, and I'm sorry, Spencer, but this shit fucking sucks.
Oh, no. Oh, no, wait. I got further into it. Oh, this sucks. They did my boy dirty.
Okay, so who here has played Dragon's Dogma? Because
I played both of them. I played the original
I've
and
played Dragon
Dark Horizon.
Quest.
Yeah,
That's
I have
not the thing.
I have not played Dragon's Dogma. So this is coming from someone who's never played Dragon's Dogma. I only know the vague bit of it. I only know like specifically like some minor plot details. I know that the story starts with a dragon stealing your heart. I know that's a thing. But other than that, it's been a game that I just haven't gotten around to playing for whatever reason, so I don't really know much about it. Okay, so the Dragon's Dogma anime, from what I've read, is nothing like nothing like the games. It's also bad. It's also like they decided to. It's like a weird amalgamation of like the Castlevania series on Netflix with Game of Thrones with Goblin Slayer of all things.
Oh, fuck. Okay, say no more. Say no more.
There's rapist goblins in this. Once again,
no more.
Yeah, it's an and it's only 7 episodes, but it doesn't help that each episode is like 30 minutes and goes beyond the normal.
Yeah,
so
it's
like 27.
Because 7 deadly sins. Get it?
1 sin an episode. It doesn't.
1 sin an episode. It
I
doesn't even
fucking
follow.
hate
By the way, it doesn't even follow the
it's not
sins.
even
By
in
the
the
way.
games from what I know.
No, it's not. There's nothing about the 7 deadly sins in the games. It's literally about dude, it's about the fucking dragon. Okay, it takes your heart, and then you go on a radical action RPG adventure to get your heart back and murder a dragon. That's it. That's the fucking game.
Yeah, is this the worst show I've seen this year? Probably not. It's not the worst show I've seen this year, but it is easily the worst show that I've seen this season. Like, I was looking forward to it just because I'm like, oh, have that anime of a game on Netflix. Last time that happened was Castlevania, and that show is fucking fantastic. So I really like that. So I was like, Dragon's Dogma better be as good. LOL, no, it's fucking horseshit. It's fucking.
We all thought wrong. We all
Capcom's dead
thought
again, guys.
super wrong.
Pack it up. Capcom's dead again.
Pack it up. How did
They were doing so well.
How did Capcom greenlight this is my question. Who the fuck?
I
let
mean,
this happen?
this is
Also,
what
the
happens when.
Animation's dog shit too. It's like this weird 2D, 3D mix, and it just doesn't work.
Well, it's fucking
The animation is
sublimation.
dragon
Like-
dog shit. Yo, you like that joke? Do you think that was funny?
I wish I had a
Yes.
laugh track to play, son.
Oh,
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Loud track, yeah. No, everyone's hooting and hollering.
Yeah. Do you want to know what that fucking studio's done? They've
Nothing.
done Walking Meat.
What?
Walking Meat. Humanity has grown a taste for zombies. So I'm gonna read for that one.
What?
Yeah, it came out in fucking 2018. It was a movie. They've done Shikizakura, which is an action sci-fi thing, and they've done, and they've not done a movie, but they've done a movie
Okay.
called Cider no Yu no ni Kotoba wa ga Wakigaru.
Whatever. Dragon's Dogma was a
Whatever.
mess. Dragon's Dogma
Yeah,
was
it's
a
a
mess. It's bad, and it also the best thing about it is that Erica Mendes is in it. So like, there's
No, the music's good.
but that's because it's from the game.
It's from the game.
It's from the
It's
game.
actually
Can we just say,
some
like,
of it is, but there is original stuff because it has the actual composer from the game.
Also,
can
the
we just say Erica Mendez makes, like, most things better?
Yes, can agree.
And also, I could tell it's Game of Thrones because they decided to take the route of like the opening, like the OP of the show is literally just like the fucking Game of Thrones intro, where you like pretty with like that kind of music, but also like all of like the locations from the game are like popping up in like a board and shit, and it's like this is literally just the Game of Thrones opening, and it's bad. Don't watch it. Don't worry. Don't bother. It's not good. All right, let's talk about our favorites of the season. Shane.
We all have the same one, right? Like it's ReZero, right? Like
It's
come on,
ReZero.
like it's
Mine is
ReZero,
not
right?
ReZero. It
Matt,
almost was
Get
ReZero.
the fuck out of here. Shane, can you kick him from this podcast?
He's
No,
not.
because then you will
can
all
just-
be muted.
Oh, darn.
But all three of you can talk about ReZero.
Jesus, mother God of Mary, this is just ReZero. Can we talk about the latest episode too?
No, because Shane hasn't seen it.
Well, Shane's missing out because
We're not going to spoil it, but I'm just going to say very, very quickly because I actually haven't talked about ReZero yet, even though I really wanted to. No anime makes me feel as disgusted, disturbed, and delighted as ReZero.
Listen, man, all I want to say is behold an unthinkable future.
Behold an unthinkable present. Behold an unthinkable present. Behold an unthinkable present.
Dude, that shit was just...
There was scenes where I side chatted Brunrit immediately after, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
This show, this season just amps everything up to 11.
So I have already gone on record saying that ReZero is probably the greatest isekai of the past, like fucking.
I'm going to say either ReZero or Konosuba.
10 years easy.
Mhm.
It's writing, its direction, its cinematography, its composition, all amazing. But they did not need to pull some of these things that they did this season. This arc, I'm letting you know right off the bat, is dark.
It's so dark. I love it.
Long. It's also the entire season.
Yes.
This arc
So
is going
it's
to
just-
span the
So it's just
entire...
what 12, 13 episodes of
Oh,
No,
no, Shane,
despair.
I don't think you know. I don't think you understand what I mean when I say the entire season. I mean the
It's all
entire...
25.
oh,
Shane.
like both
Yeah.
cores.
Yeah.
It's both chords.
Oh.
This is like
I've read
this,
some of the. I have read some of the stuff, like what's going to come next season, and apparently it's like the Usagi scene from this season.
yes.
Yeah.
That is apparently tame to what's coming next core. So
I mean,
Great.
there was that. There was the
Be
scene
prepped.
at the end of last episode with Amelia. Oh, there was this episode. Like
pain.
Pain. Just
this
only pain, man.
This whole season or half season, this whole 13 episode 4, and I haven't seen episode 13. I'm just going on a hunch right now. Is just about how fucked can we make Subaru?
How much
Before-
suffering? How much suffering can we
And
place
the
on
answer
one single
is-
human?
is, fuck it. He's already dealing with a lot. Let's kill characters for the first time, and let's have their deaths have serious consequences, and also bring return by death into question. Is it really under Subaru's control? Because
Shane,
There's a
Spencer,
part-
starting to get into Spencer. Starting to get into.
Yeah.
I'm not. No. Okay, sorry.
So
But
shut your mouth.
this is something, and I say this from the bottom of my heart. I love ReZero. I never want to watch this again.
Always
This
one of those
is
shows, huh?
This is End of Ava for me. This is another End of Ava where it's like, this is amazing.
Lol,
This is
when
a
I watched End of
masterpiece.
Ava 3 times in one day.
Yo, I've done the same. It's so good.
Yeah, and then I
right?
watched
It's
it 3
so
times.
fucking good. You watched
Yeah.
it again anyways. Like you watched the end of Ava again.
And I said the same thing. I want to watch this again. Really, really good. ReZero.
Fucking. All right, so y'all pick ReZero then.
All right, Matt. Why is it got a high school for you?
It's not God High School.
Why is it decadent?
It's
JK.
decadence. It's decadence. This show is fucking fantastic. And you need to definitely catch up on.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does
it's
someone have like a newspaper I can whap Matt with for not
no. It was look, man. If it wasn't for the fact that Decadence got so good by the end, it would have been ReZero. Because I love ReZero.
Dude,
And
ReZero got better by the end. And already started off great.
yeah, but the thing is that Decadence. What really shocked me about Decadence was just how much actually is going on in Decadence thematically and like the fact that the entire cast is fucking great and the entire cast is interesting. The animation is spectacular. The direction is great. Great. It is a show that goes into like it takes the directions. It takes like what could have been a standard premise of just people in castle defending against bugs, and it goes into directions that are really out there, shocking, but ultimately make sense when you think about it for more than 2 seconds. And they it's a show that's about a lot of things. It's about how capitalism is bad. It's a show about how on how democracy can fail when corporations are inevitably the ones in control. It's about how people within said systems survive against all odds. It's a lot. It's in a lot of ways, it reminds me a lot of. It reminds me a lot thematically on what Parasite did last year. If you've seen Parasite, which
The movie?
yeah, the movie.
Matt!
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
Why did you have to go there?
No. Well, because like it's actually like relevant because like
It's very relevant.
because it
It's
deals
also
with the
touches on
same
like
issues.
classism.
Yeah, it deals with the same issues, but it deals with the same issues in the same way. Where unlike a lot of this stuff, it's actually the Decadence is less of like. It's less of just trying to show a light on it, and it's more of an interrogation, and I love that, and love that. Plus, the action scenes are fucking great. It's just a great it's the best of both worlds. You get a thematically dense, narratively fantastic show, while also a really badass action series at the same time, which is like the double whammy of awesome. So definitely watch Decadence. It was my favorite. It's the best show this season. Followed very closely by ReZero. Very closely by ReZero because I love ReZero.
Also, there's a twist in episode 2.
Yeah, there is. Don't worry, Shane. It's literally the episode right after the premiere that the twist starts. So
Oh, what?
Yeah,
ReZero?
Cool.
no, of Decadence.
Decadence.
Yeah, Decadence.
Matt-
ReZero. There are twists in every episode, so I can't say that like. That's like, oh yeah, this is where the twists start. ReZero's twists start at the very first image of the first.
Matt,
No, you want to know where ReZero's twists start?
What?
When Rem got twisted by Betelgeuse.
That is true. In season 1, when that happened in the background.
And Rem likes to play Twister, apparently.
Matt relates Decadence's themes to Parasite. Me immediately running to go watch Decadence now.
Well, Shane, no,
If that's all it would have taken, I would have told you that like 4 or 5 weeks ago.
I literally, to give some perspective to the audience, Shane literally, Shane, Lee in the group literally went to a video, to like a DVD store to just pick up the Parasite Blu-ray because Shane just really wanted to watch Parasite.
And you know what? I was tempted to buy it on 4K Blu-ray when that came out too.
Yeah, and the Criterion is out in the month. So I might
Anyway.
So but in any case, there it is. There's our end of season awards. I think that went pretty well.
Solid hour, not too bad.
Solid hour. Solid hour. We'll talk about what's coming next season on the next podcast, because the next season
by then the season will be starting. Yeah,
starting,
Yes.
and we'll talk about what we're watching and what we're not watching. Blah 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 blah. So, let's move on to the news. And move on to the news. We have a bunch of. It's less a bunch of big news and a bunch of small news.
Hey Matt, we have some new news.
Yeah, Yuzaki-chan season 2, because we've mentioned that.
Yeah. Thanks,
Get
God.
hype.
Okay, moving on.
Moving on, but all right. Okay, so who here watched Shaman King back in the day?
I've seen a little
Hell
bit.
fucking yeah,
Who fucking
dude.
Oh yeah, who
Of
you watched
course
Shaman
he
King?
is.
Yeah. So as we know, Shaman King is coming back. It's getting a brand new show that will adapt the manga in its entirety. And there's recently a trailer that came out for it. So let's read on the official website for the new television anime for Hiroyuki Takei's Shaman King manga is streaming a new promotional video for the anime on Thursday. The site and teaser also revealed the anime's main cast and staff members. Yoko Hikasa will now play protagonist Yo Asakura in the new series. Katsuyuki Konishi, Megumi Hashibata, and Minami Takayama will all reprise their respective roles from the 2001 anime version as Amidaru, Ana Koyama, and Hao Asakura, respectively. Joji Furata, who worked on shows like Double Decker, Ed Live, and Seven Deadly Sins, will be directing the anime at Studio Bridge, who are best known for being the people behind Fairy Tail. Shoji Yonemura, who worked on Wave, Listen to Me, and a bunch of other stuff, will be writing the scripts for the show. Satohoki Sano, who worked on Inumakun, will be designing the characters, and Yuki Hayashi of My Hero and Haikyuu fame is working on the new music score for the show, which amazing choice.
Yeah.
Amazing choice. The anime will premiere on TV Tokyo and its affiliates in April 2021 and will adapt all 35 volumes of the manga's new complete edition, with Kodansha Brothers publishing in print volumes in Japan on June 17th. It will be an ongoing show, no core set date, so it will just keep going until
So
it
it's
ends.
going to be a long runner.
Yeah, so expect this to be more than four core. Expect this to be possibly upwards of like 60, 70, 80 episodes.
35 volumes. That's a lot of volumes.
And it's a Shonen Jump manga too. So
Yeah.
it
It depends on how they pace it.
Yeah, I can see it from what I remember. They could definitely do it in 64. They can definitely do it in Brotherhood length. They could definitely do it. The question is that unless they pace it too quicker or they pace it slower. It depends on how they do it. But I can definitely see this being Brotherhood length. All right. So I didn't watch all of Shaman King when it was back in the day, but I did read it. I read Shaman King instead. Shaman King's great. Shane, did you watch Shaman King?
I have seen a little bit, not too much, and it was when I was a wee lad, so I don't remember anything from Shaman King, but I have seen it in my days.
Yeah. So, are you going to be watching this new version, Shane?
Hell yeah, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely Spencer. You watched Shaman King back in the day.
I watched the entirety of Shaman King. Bro, that was my fucking shit. That was like I watched that, and then I also watched Zatch Bell. I had no idea what Zatch Bell was about, but it was pretty cool. Came on shortly after. Shaman King, one of the greatest English openings of all time. Bro, you bet your sweet ass to watch every goddamn episode. So excited. Shaman King is radical, okay? And like nobody fucking talks about it.
It's one of those things where it was really popular when it aired and was on, but like it ended a while ago, so it's not really like around much anymore. Which it's interesting that this is getting another one because I've read the manga, and the manga goes into very different directions than the anime did. And there was an interview recently with the original director for the original Shaman King, and he mentioned that going into an anime-only direction wasn't actually his decision. It was Jump, it was Shueisha, who told him that he had to go and do an anime original because they didn't want to, because for whatever reason they didn't think that Shaman King could do a could be a long runner like Naruto or Bleach or whatever, which is dumb, but whatever. In any case, yeah. In any case, Shaman King is coming back, and I'm very excited for it. You can watch the PV. There's the PV for it, and it looks gorgeous. Like the animation looks fantastic. So it definitely. So I'm really really excited for it to come back. Speaking speaking of which, speaking of new anime, let's talk about Studio Bones for a second, because Studio Bones has a new anime that they want to talk about, and I posted the PV a while ago, and I'm pretty sure everyone watched it. So, let's talk about it. So Bones and director Hiroki Utsumi revealed a brand new original anime for winter of 2021. So let's read on. Director Hiroki Utsumi, an animation studio director who directed Banana Fish and Free, and animation studio Bones, revealed on their new original project, Skate the Infinity, on Sunday. Aniplex of America is currently streaming a promotional video for the anime. Ichiro Okutsu, who worked on Cabaneri, the Iron Fortress, and Code Geass, is overseeing the script, so he will be the main script writer. And the character design, and Michinori Chiba, who worked on Basilisk and Ironblood Orphans, is designing the characters. Ryo Takahashi, who worked on Aka and Bane Dream, is composing the music for this.
Okay.
A Bane Dream, of course. The anime centers on Reiki, a second-year high school student who loves skateboarding, gets caught up in an underground and dangerous skateboard race at an abandoned mine with no rules. Ranga, who returned to Japan from Canada and has never skateboarded before, also gets wrapped up in S along with Reiki. Dirty racers, AI racers, and other unique individuals compete in a youth skateboard race battle. So it's a skateboard sports anime. Shane, you watched the trailer for this. What do you think of this?
It looks fucking dope.
It looks so good, right?
I'm watching it right now.
It looks so good.
Like a cool ass, like, old school style skater anime from Bones.
This is you like. Do you like Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
There you go.
You'll love this show.
Wait, January?
Yeah, this is January too. This January is so stacked.
Just keep adding shit to January, dude. Just like give them all the shows.
Yeah, to January. This is good. This show looks great. The animation looks great. I love the style this show has. And it's Hiroko Utsumi as well, who is one of the best. She's a former Kyoani rep. She was a Kyoani for years, and she was the storyboard artist behind a lot of Hyoka. She worked on key animation for both Clanad and Clanad After Story. She was the unit director on the K-On! Movie. She's worked on numerous. She worked on Chinibio multiple times as a storyboard and episode director. And she was also a key animator on Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. So she's done a bunch of stuff. And but she's really made her a name for herself as a really fantastic director. Like, her work on Free is amazing, and her work on Banana Fish in particular was excellent.
Banana Fish.
Yeah, on
all
Banana.
You had to see was all you had to say was Disappearance.
Yeah, fucking. Oh, and she did the second ED to My Hero all by herself. That was all her. Yeah, that was all her. She did everything. All the drawings, all the animation. That was all her. And she is, and this is the not so again. This is not the first time she's worked with Bones. Obviously, she worked on My Hero briefly, but this is the first show that she's doing with Bones, and I'm very excited for it. I think it looks fantastic, and I don't think I've ever I've seen like skating anime before, but I don't think I've seen them like up. They've always been like Air Ride or some shit where it's like has some sci-fi elements. This is like a straight up skateboard.
This is straight Pro Skater the anime.
This
Yeah,
is actually my first skateboarding anime. I've seen rollerblading. I've seen air gear, but air gear is something else.
Yeah, Air Gear. Air Gear's awesome, but like,
Mhm.
I love and plus, there's a character who's from Canada.
Which means we automatically have to
We
pick him as our
automatically
favorite
have to
character.
watch it.
Canadian representation in Japanese media. Who would have
That
thought?
that's just how it works. I mean, why do you think I watched Yuri on Ice? Because one of the antagonists was Canadian.
And he was awesome.
Yes.
But it's one of the. But I'm very excited for this. This looks great. And I love the title. The title feels like something from the '90s. Skate the Infinity.
Skate the Infinity.
Yeah, SK Infinity.
SK8 the Infinity.
Yes.
It's too cool for school. It's all you need to do is put Sonic in the show, and immediately it's a '90s show. That's all.
Sonic, like add random Z to like words that have S.
Ooh.
So it should be Bones with a Z.
I want to draw attention to the fact that there's a fucking tech deck in the trailer.
Yes, there's a tech deck,
There is a tech
100%.
deck,
Yeah.
There is a fingerboard in the trailer. Yes.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah, dude.
so good.
Yeah, it looks so good. This is actually already one
Looks
of my
radical,
This
dude.
is one of my
Dude, it's
anticipated shows of the season, actually, of January.
It's
And that's
a-
saying something because January is filled with like bunch of great shit.
I mean, I already know what my most anticipated.
it's a
January
sports
is.
anime that's not done by Production IG.
Which is not a bad thing.
No. I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. I'm just saying like it's pretty rare to have a sports anime because Production IG basically has that market cornered when it comes to making good sports anime. So
Yeah. I'm excited for this though. I'm really excited for this though. You know what else I'm excited for? If I actually sit down and actually watch it, Fruits Basket, which I still haven't watched.
Don't worry, neither have I.
The 25th and final episode of Fruits Basket's second season anime announced on Tuesday that a new season titled Fruits Basket: The Final will premiere in 2021. The season will air on TV Tokyo, TV Aji, and TV Osaka. The Fruits Basket second season anime premiered in Japan on April 6th and continued into the summer season. So yeah, this is the final season. This is going to be It's going to be 13 episodes.
So I called it. Like,
I'm just
so I
waiting
pretty
for
much
the
called it.
second season to get dubbed before I.
Which, seeing how things are going, we're probably not going to get the dub finished this year, which is unfortunate. But whatever.
Yeah, which sucks because.
But yeah, I called it. Like, season 1, 25 episodes, spring to fall, takes 6 months off. Season 2, 25 episodes, spring to fall, takes 6 months off. Last season in spring, 13.
They didn't say spring. They mentioned 2021, so it's possible it's not in spring.
I assume, based on how the rest of the show's been handled up till this point, it will most likely be spring, if not summer at the latest.
Yeah. But I'm very excited for it. If I actually watched it, I feel like I should watch it because Fruits Basket is up my alley and like in terms of shows.
Do you like crying, Matt?
I love crying. I do that every
Do you
night.
like?
before I head
Do you
to
like girls that deserve the world and are
Yes,
precious?
I do. I do.
Do you like Laura Bailey as a voice actor?
I love Laura Bailey.
Me
And
too.
Watch Fruits Basket.
Watch Fruits Basket. I am very excited. I'm very. I hope no. I don't know if we're gonna get the dub done this year because of COVID.
Most likely not, because they're only. Last time I checked, they're only on episode like 14 of the dub.
Yeah, so they have like.
And there's
11
only like 3 months left of the year, so it probably won't be done this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, it depends on how far they get. But in any case, Fruits Basket is coming back for a third and final season. Also coming back for another season. Okay, you remember that horse show from a couple of years ago?
Oh yeah, Pretty Derby Uma Musume.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
You all remember that show and how
Yeah.
it actually sold really well in Japan for some reason and sold like
'cause Japan's horny.
20,000, 30,000 copies and it blew up in popularity. Well, it's getting another season.
Japan
who
loves
would've thought?
monster girls, dude.
The official live streamed Poker Live TV Volume 1 program for Cygames Uma Musume Pretty Derby franchise announced on Tuesday that the second season of the main Uma Musume Pretty Derby television anime will air in 2021. The program introduced a teaser promotional video and visual featuring the characters Tokai Teo and Mijiro McQueen for
What? You
there's a character named Mijiro McQueen, yes, for Uma Musume, unrelated to Lightning McQueen, for Uma Musume Pretty Derby Season 2. The first season will rerun in Japan on the Tokyo MX and BS11 channel starting on October 4th. The Poker Live TV program will return in Volume 2 in December. The first 13-episode Uma Musume Pretty Derby television series premiered on April 1st of 2018. Tokyo will stream the series as it aired in Japan. I didn't watch this show when it aired because I thought it looked dumb. But apparently it's actually pretty good from the people who've seen it. So I don't know. I have no interest in this though.
no.
I have no interest in them. I just find it funny that there's a character the character called Mijiro McQueen, which is hilarious.
McQueen.
McQueen.
Monster Musume.
Will they die or presumably die in the trailer?
In the PV, I really hope they do. They set it up.
There is a PV for it. And no, all I see in the trailer is that there's like sad music playing while they're running, which makes me think that it's going to be the emotional season.
Oh, that they're running against their will. It's gonna be a commentary on like animal cruelty.
They're all getting put down finally.
Wow.
Josh, why?
Wow.
That's the big twist, though. That's the big third act twist. Is that the last episode of this season is all of them being taken to a factory, and they're like, boy, I hope that we get turned into
it's gonna be like
glue.
Pork Chop all over again.
No, don't bring up Pork Chop again.
Yo, you're gonna get emotionally invested, and then all these bitches gonna be old Yellard behind the shed. It's gonna be great.
Old Yellard, okay. All right, so in any case, if anyone listening is interested in that, it premieres in 2021. You can watch your favorite horse girls go to the glue factory.
Live on stream.
Live on stream.
Live on simulcast 1 hour after it airs.
In Japan.
Speaking of stuff that's starting up, let's talk about Attack on Titan, boys. Because this last piece of news is about Attack on Titan, and where it's premiering and when it's premiering. Because it's a little odd.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Remind me again what studio's doing Attack on Titan.
It's Mappa.
Mappa.
Yeah, I want to say one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The art style looks a hell of a lot different.
Yeah. It's well, they've removed because they've removed the black lines. They literally didn't change anything other than remove the black lines, which ironically
it looks so fucking different, dude.
Well, because they got rid of the black lines, so everything looks different.
Yeah,
they're also using different compositing, so
they're doing and from what I understand, I think they're skewing closer to the manga designs in some areas as well. Like Connie looks like more like his manga counterpart now. Again, not a huge deal, but it's definitely noticeable. So yeah, NHK is listing in its changes in domestic programs in the second half of 2020 document that the Attack on Titan, the final season anime, will premiere on Monday, December 7th at 12:10 a.m., which is technically here Sunday, December 6th at 10:10 Eastern Standard Time. Funimation confirmed that it will start streaming the anime on December 7th and revealed a new key visual. Okay, so I want to talk about this because this is such a weird fucking time for this show to start.
Merry Christmas.
Why is it starting in the middle of the fucking season?
Why in the middle, like closer to the end?
Why is it starting in? My only guess is that in the final season, it's going to be like a weird number of episodes. It's not like 25. It's going to be like fucking like 35 or some shit.
It's okay. Here's a theory. It's one of two things. It's either A, what you just said, and it's going to be some weird slackjaw number, or B, production delays, which is more likely.
This happened with every season of Attack on Titan.
Dude, they just felt more at home if they have innumerous amounts of production delays.
A numerous amount of production problems because this show has always had a dumb production for no
This time,
goddamn
though, it's
reason.
not their fault. So,
It's because they decided Mappa decided to pick it up when they have 2 shows airing in the fall season outside of it. So, but yeah. Okay, I'm excited for the final season of Attack on Titan, obviously, because this shit looks good. And it's fucking Attack on Titan. We've had 3 seasons of it, and it's been excellent. So might as well keep going. At the same time, though, the manga isn't done.
right.
And
This is the elephant in the room.
yeah, the manga isn't done. And I don't know if it'll be done by the end of this year. Imagine we have a situation where the final season isn't the final season, and we have to have the final season because the manga just doesn't end.
Or it gets delayed indefinitely at some point during its airing because the manga needs to finish first.
It's like, why? It was like, wait, why is there no episodes? We have no material.
We have literally this man. All we ask is for him to finish it, and he just looks at us and goes, "It'll be ready when it's ready."
The funny thing is that he has the final. Apparently, the final chapter is written and it's ready to go. He just doesn't.
Imagine that. Imagine that happens, and they have to delay it partway through airing, and then we get the final season, part 2.
The final season. It's like what happened with Friday the 13th. You had the final chapter, and then a year later, you had part 5, a new.
Oh yeah,
which was funny as fuck.
like, okay, we did it. Jason's killed. You just end it. And then part 5, they're like, okay, but what if no?
What if the Tommy, the survivor from the last one, went insane and became the new bad guy? Which, by the way, New Beginnings actually good. Don't at me.
New Beginnings is all right. I still prefer part 6 over part 5
everyone does
because of zombie Jason. Like, come on.
All right, but we get but yeah, Attack on Titan starts up on December 7th. We'll all be there. For whatever reason why it's airing there is beyond me, but whatever. Whatever, it's airing. We're finally getting it. Let's just go ahead and accept it. And that's all the news we got, which means now it's time for us to pick and reveal what anime we're doing for the month of classics. We all have our anime picked, and we all have ones that we all have our reasons for picking them. So let's start off with Josh. Josh, what show have you picked for us to talk about for classic?
I have picked a classic, a true classic in anime.
I swear to God.
I have chosen.
Food Wars, Shokugeki no Soma.
And there it is.
And there it is.
Because this is actually the month of Spoon, because they fucked me.
Fuck me,
Oh yes,
Jerry.
we fucked you specifically, buddy. All
yes,
right.
you specifically.
Chose Lupin the Third.
So enthusiastic about it.
This entire podcast is a plague. They all need to be killed.
You're not
I will
wrong in
bring
that
righteous
aspect though. Like it
judgment.
is
I will
pretty.
bring
It is
I
pretty
righteous
actually
truthful.
judgment down
I actually
onto
accept
you all.
death, like right now. Like
It
2020 has been kind of.
it should have been the month of Spoon. But no,
But
you
Spoon
decided
is
to be
stupid. It
Spencer.
should've
Shut
been
the
Sport.
fuck up, or I'll
It
go
should've-
over there and hurt
Listen,
you.
I
Spencer,
will shut up
the
if you start
fuck up.
talking like a normal human being instead of a shitty 1990s anime antagonist.
It
19.
should have been the month of
Joke's
Spoon.
on you, they've
but
always
then-
talked like this,
But
and they still
Shane
do.
decided to be a fuckhead and say, no, we're not doing the month
What?
of Spoon. We're doing
Why
the
is it
month
my
of...
fault?
Wait, well, why is it Shane's fault?
He
Fuck
literally
you, Shane,
sounds like
that's why.
he literally sounds like Shigaraki right now.
He does sound like Tomoda Shigaraki.
Yeah, we're doing Lupin the Third. Specifically,
Everyone-
specifically part 1, I believe, right, Josh?
Yes.
All right,
They're doing the whole thing, actually.
the
All
whole thing,
5 parts,
parts,
100+ episodes.
the
For
200
next
episodes.
week.
For next week, watch the whole thing. Have it on just in the background and just fucking don't go to sleep. Just keep your eyes open and watch the
I'm just gonna have it playing at home while I'm at work. Just
Not
so
like I have
that
a job or anything to do.
Yeah. But yeah. Next, Spencer, what show have you picked for us to do?
So I actually didn't watch a lot of shows, and I didn't know of a lot of shows from the pre-90s, and everything that I originally wanted to pick was from like 95, like 91. So I was like, eh. So I just went on a list, and I was like, you know what? This sounds pretty interesting. So I have chosen, directed by Kunihiko Uyama and written by Takeshi Shudo, Go Shogun. It is a super robot anime that was produced and aired in 1981, and the movie will also be included. That was released in 1982.
We are doing the movie with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Movie,
we're doing the movie. It's 90 minutes, and it is a sequel. It does actually count.
Yeah,
So
it's a sequel. So yeah.
you in the U.S. and parts of Europe might know it as Macron 1.
I have never heard of it. It probably aired during. It aired in the '80s, so it probably aired during when Robotech and shit was popular. So I
Yes.
know what
So
it is.
basically, it is known for its witty dialogue and parody of its own genre.
Mhm.
So it's like a kind of a goofy thing. And then the movie, which is called The Time Étranger, is actually a lot more like dark and like serious. So they kind of had one of those things. And watch it in Japanese, because if for some reason you're like, I'm gonna watch Macron, don't, because they actually combined. Because okay, Matt,
They combined it with fucking. They combined it with a bunch of other shows. So
Saban
like,
did Saban basically.
yeah. So like, well, so for this, we'll be sticking to the original sub for this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Uh,
It looks dumb but fun, and then apparently the movie is like not dumb but and not fun. So you know.
but yeah. Oh yeah, Shane.
Okay.
What have you chosen for your pick?
Now, this was partially my idea along with Matt. So, mine was actually one of the first picks that we made. And I actually changed mine halfway through because my original pick was going to be Speed Racer, the original Speed Racer series.
Yeah.
But
Shane just wanted to watch Speed Racer.
I just want to watch Speed Racer, but taking everything into consideration, especially with Matt's pick, I didn't want to throw a 52 episode show right at the end of the month.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I decided against that. But instead, I picked something that is arguably even more up my alley. Because it is a classic shonen series from the 80s, was one of the godfathers of the genre. Critically acclaimed, well beloved, everyone knows it. So for my pick, we're doing season 1 of Fist of the North Star.
JoJo.
Fuck you.
What's the difference?
Oof.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Oh my!
Araki has literally gone on. Nani?
Nani?
No, I love this. Is so Fist of the North Star. I have a confession to make. I have never seen Fist of the North Star.
Me neither, so welcome to the club.
Wait, time out. You've never seen Fist of the North Star?
I've never gotten around to it. It's just one that I just.
You, Matt, I'm like, you know, that, whatever. But Shane?
Why do you
King
think I
of
picked
the
it?
hot-blooded shonen fucking battle animes?
Why do you think I picked it? All I know from North Star is
The
Omae wa mo shinderu. That's literally all I know.
I am disappointed.
He only knows the memes. That's all he
I
knows.
only know Kenshiro and the memes, and that's it.
Wait, didn't you also watch
He
part
watched the Fist of the Blue
I watched Fist of the Blue Sky when that aired.
Do you remember any of it?
No, it was terrible. And I also watched that without seeing North Star beforehand. So-
I remember Shane watching it, Fish the Blue Sky, as it was airing, and he was convincing me. He's like, "No, it's good, it's good." He kept watching it, and even after it ended, a year after it ended, he still was like, "Yo, dude, it was actually good." I love how Shane has just dropped the veneer now. Like,
no, I can't lie to myself anymore.
He's taking that L.
It's not great.
He thought about it for more than 2 seconds.
Here's
But,
hoping that North Star is, better, because it will be.
Bro, North Star slaps.
North Star slaps. North Star is a classic and I don't know anything about it. The only thing I've seen of North Star is two things: that first episode of Vision of the Blue Sky, which I didn't care for, and I've seen 5 minutes of the live action American film from like 1990.
Oh God!
My dad and I think a couple of people he was having over were having like a movie night where they were watching a bunch of bad films, and this was years ago. I was like 13, and that was one of the ones that people brought, and I walked in for 5 minutes, saw the garbage, and walked out. So I didn't see much of it.
Do you like Mad Max?
I do love Mad
Do you
Max.
like dystopian desert punk?
What the fuck is?
So it's dystopian, but it's
in the desert.
Pretty much. It's like desert, but also it's basically Mad Max, dude. If you like Mad Max and anything that Mad Max has inspired, you're going to like Fist of the North Star.
And also, do you like the actual anime series Desert Punk?
Oh,
I actually really do. Yeah, like
I've heard of that. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
So yeah, we're doing season 1 of North Star. It's like 22 episodes, nice and middle length.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be fun, shonen bullshit.
Yeah. My pick for the month is our resident big boy of the month, the longest one.
Because Matt himself is the big boy of the podcast.
Yes.
Massive.
Matt, the size of myself. My pick for the my pick, and also our final anime for the month of classics, is all the way back from 1978. Is actually not the oldest show we're covering. The oldest show we're doing.
Yeah, that's mine.
Is Lupin the Third, but it's all the way back from 1978, and it is a classic of the sci-fi genre, and that's Space Pirate Captain Harlock. This is an anime I've been wanting to watch for years. It is from the it is specifically the brainchild of Leiji Matsumoto, who is one of the original creators. Who's one of the original creators of Space Battleship Yamato. If you know.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That makes sense. That does.
He's one of the original creators of Space Battleship Yamato. He also did other stuff like Galaxy Express 999, Arcadia of My Youth, Interstellar 5555, which, if you don't know what that is, that's the Daft Punk anime.
Okay.
He also did a bunch of other stuff, but he is best known for doing a bunch of science fiction stuff, and this Space Pirate Captain Harlock is one of his classics. We'll be doing the original series because there's a lot of different adaptations of this manga. There's numerous, but we're going to be doing the original one from 1978, which is 42 episodes long. So it's a bit of a long one, but it's well worth it. It will be well worth it, I think, as this show is from what I've seen and heard, is an absolute classic. So with that, we have everything picked up and ready to go for this season. I think we have a good selection of shows for us, so like good variety, a good different that showcase anime's history. Our first one will be Lupin the Third Part 1, so check us out next week as we cover Lupin the Third Part 1.
Wait, in a single week?
Yeah.
On the second?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
You know how this works. Why are you surprised?
We've done
fucking forgot though.
We've done 2 years of these.
Well, Lupin the Third it's 23 episodes. It's not that long, so it'll be fine.
And you've got a week to do it. You'll be fine. It's the only one you have to be on. So
I have a job, you know.
So do I.
That hasn't
I
stopped you
do.
before.
I do too. So,
As
in
do
any-
I, as well as, master shit.
Yeah, so we'll just balance yourself. You just gotta plan your time out correctly, which I don't. So there's that. But in any case, with that, I'm your host Matt, aka Legion
That's
Rex.
on a
You
calculator.
can find me on YouTube and Twitter at Legion Rex. You can also find the way you can find my opinions on a bunch of different stuff. With me, I have my co-host Shane, aka the Bearded One. You can find him on Twitter at BGN. Bearded Gaming Network. You can also find him on YouTube at Bearded Gaming Network, where he posts videos of gameplay, of Let's Plays, of podcasts, of unboxings, and a bunch of other stuff. You can also find him on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 2, where he'll stream literally whatever. It's usually just whatever he feels like playing
Whatever
that
the
day.
fuck I want to play.
Yeah, whatever he wants to play that very day. With me, I also have my co-host Spencer. You can find him on Twitter at Beery Burton with two E's.
Two E's.
With two
It's
E's.
back.
Yeah,
It's back.
With me, I also have my co-host Josh. You can find him on Twitter at RebornWeeb, where he doesn't always post, but he will always comment on people's posts.
He's a good friend.
He is a good friend. And with that, we'll see you all next week for Lupin the Third, Part 1. So hope you all enjoy. Hope you all look forward to that.
Eat your peas.
You're fucking lucky I got Friday off.
Why the hell are peas?
Just eat the peas. Anyway, we'll see you next week, boys. Thank you for listening to The G.A.P. If you like what you've seen, you can subscribe to the G.A.P Podcast YouTube channel to get the latest podcasts as they go live. Be sure to like and comment and let us know what you guys think of the show. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.